produced Miles's record when I produced Tutu. Tommy had produced the Yellow Jackets, which was, when I did the first record, 1.5 records with them or something, which is where I met Tommy. And he's, a very important record producer. And so Tommy produced Miles's Tutu record, and Mike Stern left Miles, and he was looking for a guitar player, and so Miles asked Tommy, you know anybody? Tommy recommended me. And so he called Jimmy Haslett for my number, because Tommy didn't have my number. And Jimmy said, you gotta let me call Rob. So he said, okay, go ahead. So Jimmy Haslett called me. He said, hey Rob, yeah? Miles is looking for you. One of those. I was like, what? He goes, yeah. He was more excited about it than I was. Not really, but it's funny. So he goes, let me give you Tommy's number. And so I called the Puma. Tommy answered. He goes, yeah, so you want to do it? I'm like, yeah, sure. And he goes, okay, well, let me call Miles. I think he's at the studio right now, and I'll have him call you. So I hang up the phone. I'm fully expecting Miles Davis to be calling me any minute, and 3 days go by. And then my wife actually answered the phone when he called. And it was him, She said, Robben, it's Miles Davis. She said my face just went beet red, There he is. Hey, Robben, what you doing out there? First thing he said to me, oh, nothing. I just feel like the corniest cat in the world compared to this dude, How are you, man? He goes, you want to play with me? I said, yeah. Okay, here's Jim. He gives me his tour manager, We work out the details, and 10 days later I'm on stage with him in New York, I never got to, never had a chance. Yeah, he never did that anyway. There was no rehearsing with Miles. Getting together, not like that. So, I went out there I met the band in the lobby on the way to the show. I curled up in the back seat of this van we were in, and I thought I was just sick. Oh, God, died. Sick with fear. And so he asked for me to come back before the show. And I was dressed all, real conservative. Way more conservative than I am right now. The only thing he said to me is, what you going to wear on stage? And that was it. He didn't ask me about the music or anything. So we go out there, and the first song is, fast, you're under arrest. Get it in. That's impossible to play on the guitar anyway, And so he plays for a while, and Bob Burke plays for a while, change keys, guitar, and I'm like, just terrified, man. I played way too many notes and just really went for it because I was totally scared. I just kind of look up out of the corner of my eye, and he's standing right there, and he goes, "Damn," like that. So it's the story had a happy ending. So that was cool. Made me feel good. And then I just said, man, you gotta relax, or you're gonna drown. Sink or swim in these waters, man. So I just went, okay, it's my gig. Miles is playing in my band. Kind of, you know what I mean? You have to just go, I've been here for 10 years. You just have to do that. And I saw guys around me not doing that. And they were falling by the wayside. You had to step up, And he liked that. He sensed that, and he liked it, And he kind of tried to push your buttons every now and then. And then, you had to kind of, make a joke back or whatever. And he'd laugh. He loved it, He could come off like this fierce cat. Darth Vader walking towards you. He's all his clothes, man, big glasses. Do you want some chicken? That's what he'd say. Eat the chicken by yourself. He was great. I really liked him a lot. He was cool. He could be terrifying, but he was very cool. I got to tell you another story now. I'm in the mood. So we're playing in, we're touring in Europe, and just before, on my way to the airport, I had seen these shoes that I really liked at a store in New York, but they were real expensive, and I didn't have a lot of money. And on my way to the airport, I said, "Driver," told him where to go. We went to the store. We didn't bought the shoes. Went to the airport, flew to Europe, we're out there playing. So I was wearing these shoes on stage. It was like the only time, like 2 times he sound checked during that European tour, for God knows what reason. So we're on stage, and he's like, he just walked around the store. He walks by and he goes, "They were some bad shoes, Robben." And he kind of starts to